Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I will be showcasing, unboxing, and reviewing the Gamdias Zeus M1 RGB gaming mouse. So the good people over at Gamdias sent this over to me to review. To be totally transparent, they did not send me any money. They just sent it over to me and asked me to give a full honest review, and obviously I was going to do that anyway, so they didn't really need to tell me that, but all the thoughts and opinions are 100% my own. So this is a $50 mouse. It's not really budget, but it is pretty inexpensive compared to other higher end mice out there like the Razors and stuff. There's some cheap ones, but this is pretty mid-range price. I don't have any other mouse to compare it to in my house except for my Razer Taipan mouse, which was I think around $80. It's a Battlefield 4 one. And I also have another Gamdias mouse that came with my Gamdias keyboard that I have. So, and that one was like really cheap. It's like, it came with the keyboard, so it was basically free, so I can't really compare it to that. So this is the first real actual gaming mouse that I have, besides my Razer that I got a long time ago. I'm just gonna see how this compares, and it is RGB, so that does bring up the price a little bit. So let's just open it and look at the specs. So here's the box. It's nothing special, it just gives you a picture and gives you information on the sides. I actually opened it wrong here. There's actually just a flap in the front that you can open, so don't open it the way I am doing. Here's the mouse. It is black with a Gamdias logo, the upside down triangle on the front there. It looks pretty cool. And there's a flap I talked to you about earlier, and it opens up and shows the manual. The manual is pretty standard. It shows you an overview of the mouse and labels it, shows you all the parts, and it gives you steps and information. So here's the mouse itself. So as you can see, it is an all matte black mouse. I really love the texture of it. There's no glossy part of the mouse anywhere except for maybe the two DPI buttons, but that's fine. I really don't like glossy finishes. It comes with a lot of fingerprints. The sides have a rubber texture, which is really nice, so your thumbs and your pinky fingers and your ring finger won't slip when they're on the side of the mouse. And I just really like the design of it. It's a minimalistic design. There's no bells and whistles, not like that overly gamer look that kind of looks a little bit too much in my opinion, but I really like the look of it. Maybe you have a different opinion, but that's just me. So the mouse does have full RGB lighting, so 16.8 million colors. It does actually have a weight tuning system, so you can actually adjust the weight of the mouse by taking out some metal rods. It's an ergonomic design, meaning it's pretty comfortable to hold. There's texture rubber side grips that I showed you before on where your thumb and your pinky goes. There's also the Hera software that comes with it. It's completely free, and I'll show you how to install it later. And of course, like pretty much all mice nowadays, you can adjust the DPI on the fly with the two buttons. The cable is nice and long with a length of 1.8 meters. I also really like the feel of it. It has a nice sleeved texture, and it feels also very durable. So if we open a little compartment on the bottom of the mouse here, it actually shows you these two metal circles, and these are actually the weight tuning system that I told you about earlier. Comes with this in a foam pad, and you can easily take one out or both out if you want. Taking one out will make it slightly lighter, or taking both out will make it the lightest it can be. So there are three settings you can do: no weights, one weight, or two weights, and that is the heaviest it can do. So I'm just gonna put both of them in because I really like a heavy mouse. I like the feel of it, but again, you can do it however you want. You just put it in there, force it in a bit, and then put the lid back on, and you're done. You adjusted the weight of your mouse. So here are the exact specs of the mouse. It comes with an advanced gaming optical sensor, as it says. The dimensions are 118 by 67 by 38.5 millimeters. The weight varies, of course, depending on the weight tuning system that you chose. It can go from 115 grams to 125 grams. There are 8 keys in total that are all programmable. The DPI goes from 1200 to 7000. The polling rate is 1000 Hertz. It has a 10 million switch life cycle, so we can click it about 10 million times before it starts to wear down. The cable length, as I said before, 1.8 meters. It comes with a weight system, and it is also compatible with Gamdias' own software, free software, Gamdias Hera. So after using the mouse for about a day now, I can say that it feels pretty comfortable to hold in your hand after a long period of time. My hand is probably a bit more used to my Razer one because I've been using it for a while, so I feel like that's still a little bit more comfortable for me. But this definitely does feel comfortable, and actually I like the matte finish of this mouse better than my Razer, because for my Razer one, it's glossy, so after long periods of using it, my hands get sweaty, so it feels really bad. With this one, it feels matte. It feels a bit more pristine or whatever. Or it feels a bit more expensive, honestly, even though it isn't, and it feels a lot nice with that matte black finish. I also love the rubber side of the mouse where your thumb and your pinky and ring fingers go. It's really nice. It makes your thumb and your fingers not slip at all, and it has a really good grip to it. So if we look on the right side of the mouse, that is how your pinky and your ring finger will rest on the mouse. It feels a bit weird, but if you just start to get used to it, then it'll feel a lot more natural. But for me, after using my razor for a while, my pinky and my ring finger were a little bit uncomfortable at the start. But it's something that's just me, because I've been using a mouse for a long time, as I've said before. And actually, the right side of the mouse is a bit more convex than the left side of the mouse. So where your pinky and ring finger go, there's more bulge to it, it's more flat. But compared to the thumb side, it's more dipped in. Like I'll show you here. Yeah, it's more concave. As you can actually see it, your thumb goes inside the mouse a bit more. So yeah, there's a big difference. So definitely, this is not really meant for lefties. It is not an ambidextrous mouse. So if you use your mouse on your left hand, unfortunately, this mouse is not for you. One thing I noticed about it is that it is really meant, and it's more comfortable if you palm grip your mouse. If you don't know what the difference between palm gripping and claw gripping is, what you're seeing right now is called palm gripping. Well, your whole hand and the whole part of your palm rests on the mouse. But this is what you call claw gripping, where only the tips of your fingers touch the mouse. So this is what I do. So your fingers are actually more arched, and it's like almost like you're clawing it. This is what I do, and it is a bit less uncomfortable if you claw grip compared to if you palm grip, but it's only a slight difference, and however way you hold your mouse, it will feel pretty comfortable. So to install and use the Gamdias Hair software, it's free, and you actually do need it to use and adjust the settings and macros of all your Gamdias products. All you have to do is go to this website right here. This is the download page. So what you have to do is actually select the product that you have. So we have the Zeus M1. It is an optical mouse. So it's right here, Zeus M1 optical. Then choose the type of one we have. There's actually two. We have the Zeus M1 RGB version. So go to this one, go to primary download, and then it will automatically download it. I already have it installed, so I don't need to do it. But all you have to do is I have it right here. So to use it and open it, you would right click extract to Hera, and then in the folder that it produces, which is right here, all you have to do is go into Hera 2.7.3 portable, and then the file will be in here, but it's not showing up because this is on the web thing. So yeah, and the Hera.exe will show up in here, and you can shortcut it to your desktop or whatever, put it to your taskbar, but the program itself is in this folder. So now I have installed, you can open it up. I have it open already right here. Double click it. This is what it looks like. So on the bottom, you have all the devices you have. I actually have a Gamdias keyboard, which I reviewed like half a year ago, but this is the mouse that we have. As you can see, it says Zeus M1. So you can have all the tabs here. You can adjust everything. You can adjust the macros of the different buttons and what they do. The mouse control is just your DP, your DPI, polling rate and all that stuff. The Luminance this is the cool part where you can adjust all the lighting of the mouse. It's really cool. There are a bunch of lighting effects. So if you go down here, you can do wave, and it actually shows you a preview there. You can do breathing, marquee. It's really cool. And yeah, all these different light effects that you can do. You can even just do one single color if you want, but I like the lighting effects you can do. You can even assign sounds and a timer, edit the sound file, timer settings, and just support. So the program, it's pretty good. The fonts it looks a little bit weird. It's kind of hard to read, but it's pretty simple, and there's a lot of settings you can adjust, and it's a pretty good software. So this is what the mouse looks like compared to my Razer Taipan. The Gamdias mouse is on the right, and this one is my Battlefield 4 Razer mouse that I got about 3 years ago for Christmas, and I've been using every day for all my computer usage. So as you can see, it is glossy. You can even see the reflection there. That's what I don't like about it, because it gets sticky. It is an ambidextrous mouse. This is the Gamdias mouse that I've been showing you. It looks really cool with the RGB lights, and it is also matte black, which again I really love because it doesn't get sticky and stuff. And the bodies for both mice are pretty different. What a con about with the Gamdias is that the back of the body of the mouse is really low, so my wrist hits my desk and I can feel it more. But in the Battlefield one, the back of the mouse, where around the Battlefield logo, there's more of a bump there. It's higher, so my palm can feel a bit more, and my wrist doesn't hit the desk as much, and it's a bit less uncomfortable. But it's just a very minor thing. If you get used to it, you're gonna get used to it, and it's gonna feel more natural to you. So with the lights off now, you can clearly see all the RGB lighting that the mouse offers. Again, you can do any lighting effect you want. There's wave, there's flash, all those effects. It looks really cool. It looks really nice. The colors are vibrant, and there's also not too many RGB lights everywhere all over the mouse. So that's really cool. It's not all in your face. And in terms of lighting, it blows the Razer Taipan mouse out of the water, because the Razer mouse only has one color, which is like a yellow, and it is only on the mouse wheel, but this one has lights all over the mouse, and in my opinion, it looks really, really cool. So in conclusion, guys, the Gamdias mouse is, in my opinion, a really good value. For only $50, you get a full RGB color, so the full color spectrum. You can have really cool color effects, as you saw when I showed you the hair software. It really feels really comfortable in your hand. It feels different than the Razers. The Razer had more of a bump in the palm area, so I could feel the Razer mouse more in my palm, which was, I really got used to it over the years. Right now, it might not be as comfortable as the Razer, but that's only because it's a totally new mouse with a new body and stuff. So I'm gonna have to take some time to get used to the new mouse. The software, I really like the software. It's simple, it's really easy to navigate, it's easy to use, and it works with all my Gamdias products. I have a Gamdias keyboard too, so it will really be compatible with that, so I won't have to have two softwares. Another pro of the mouse is I really love the texture and the feel. It is a fully matte black finish. There's no glossy anywhere on the mouse, which is, I really appreciate that. Matte texture should totally be the norm now in when it comes to electronics, but my Razer is actually a glossy, which that's one thing I don't like about it. But actually the non-Battlefield 4 version of my old mouse, my Razer Taipan, is also matte black, so I can't really fault it for that. One thing that I'm a little bit iffy with on the mouse is not really a con, but it's more of like a personal thing. It is a bit low. Like the body, as I said, there's a bump on the Razer Taipan, so I can feel it in my palm. So it puts it higher, my hand is higher. But with the Gamdias mouse, the body is more slanted down near the back of it, so my wrist sort of hits the table more. So that's something that I would have to get used to. It's not really anything bad about the mouse, just a minor annoyance, some aesthetic choices. One really huge pro of this mouse compared to the Razer is that it actually has a weight tuning system. So as I showed you guys before when I was unboxing it, personally I really love a heavy mouse, and I can already tell this mouse feels a lot heavier and sturdier. Not sturdier, but there's more of a weight to it, which I kind of like compared to my Razer mouse. And I love how if you don't like that, you can easily adjust it. You can just take out the two weight tuning metal circles, and then you're done. It's a really cool feature. The Razer has no weight tuning system at all, and I'm really glad that it comes with in the $50 price tag. So of course the RGB is really good feature. It has all the colors of the spectrum. The colors are vibrant, and it's not too bright. You can even adjust the brightness levels in the hair software, I'm pretty sure. And I really like that not the whole mouse is RGB, because that would just be a little bit obnoxious. Can't really see it from my mic, but it is only around the edges of the mouse here. There's like lines around, so I really like how there's no RGB lights everywhere on the mouse, so that it's kind of obnoxious when you're playing in the dark. But again, you can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the effects, everything is adjustable, and it's really cool. There are 8 smart keys, is what they call it, which means that they're just programmable, but there's 8 in total. There's not 8 more plus the left and mouse click. There's 8 in total. The Razer had 2 more buttons on the side where your pinky are, but those buttons are unnecessary because it's really uncomfortable to try to use my pinky and ring finger to hit buttons. So I'm glad that I just didn't even put 2 buttons on the right side of the mouse. But the 8 smart keys, that's a feature that's pretty standard on most gaming mice nowadays. So my verdict of the mouse is that I think it is an amazing value for its price. It's only $50. My Razer, I'm pretty sure, was $70 US. I'm not too sure. The Razer Taipan, you guys can find it. The price probably went down now, but for the Razer being a bit more expensive or the same price, depending on what time it is, the Razer doesn't come with RGB. The Razer doesn't have a weight tuning system too. And well, of course, this one is not matte black finish, but of course, the non-Battlefield 4 version is matte black, so I can't compare to that. Gamdias does a pretty good job of incorporating all the features that pretty high-end peripherals have, but pricing them at really good, inexpensive budget prices. I mean, $50 isn't that cheap, but because my keyboard actually is a full mechanical keyboard, and it is $50, which is crazy too. It is also a Gamdias keyboard, but so you can get a lot of mice for a bit more expensive, but you still get RGB for $50, and you still get the weight tuning system, which is, sure, there's only 2 little, you can only adjust it with 3 weights, but it's still pretty cool feature that they added. So yeah, thank you Gamdias for sending this over. My verdict is really good. I think it's a pretty good mouse for the value. I don't really do ratings, I just recommend it, and I really highly recommend it. If you're looking for a really inexpensive RGB mouse, I'm pretty sure you can look right here. $50 is great for full RGB, which has a weight tuning system. It's not a game-changing mouse by any means. There's nothing that's really new to the gaming mouse market that it brings, but it does come with all the features that you probably will need for a pretty cheap price, and that is why I really give it a good recommendation if you're looking for an RGB gaming mouse. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, just definitely leave it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.